Very good. And we had a caller that wasn't able to hold on here to ask a question, Blake, about no-till. Recommended for a no-till environment was his question?
I would definitely look at stabilizing nitrogen on a no-till application, since there is no chance for it to ever incorporate into that system. By applying, your nitrogen is going to be tied up on the soil surface, and you're going to be, subject to having irrigation or to bring that in through the soil profile, the moisture. The urease enzyme in a no-till situation is extremely high in that regard for the residue, so it's going to start the breakdown process. We need to protect that to get that into the soil profile, sir.
We were at the no-till conference and got a nice visit with the AGROTAIN folks there. I think they said this was the 50th anniversary of the beginning of really when no-till really took off. Didn't know that, so a little bit of trivia for you out there tonight. 50th anniversary for a no-till in this country. Let's go to Oklahoma. And Nolan, thanks for hanging on. You're up next.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Nolan.
Hello.
Go ahead, you're on.
Yes, my name is Nolan in eastern Oklahoma. This last year, April 15th, I put out 200 pounds of urea for grass, pasture land, and we got 18 inches of rain after I put out the urea. And production was low. I want to know if AGROTAIN would help in a situation like that.
Wow.
Nolan, when it comes to Mother Nature being harsh, 18 inches of rain, the regular AGROTAIN product itself only is going to protect you from the volatilization aspect. So if you're worried about your leaching and denitrification, because I'm sure you lost quite a bit to that aspect with the rain that way, I would definitely start looking into a product like Super U if you're wanting to use a dry product, which is going to protect you against denitrification, leaching, and volatilization. Or, you could look at going UAN across the top, sir, and that's going to be incorporated with a dry product called AGROTAIN Plus, and it's going to protect you from denitrification, leaching, and volatilization with your liquid that way. I don't know what the odds are of 18 inches of rain happening again. If we're not getting extreme cases of rain on the pasture, I would look at probably your cheaper end source there, be it urea or UAN solution, and go from there on your hay production, sir.
Very good. Let's go to Indiana. Keith, you are up next, and how can we help you tonight?
The last 4 years we've had very wet late Mays and early Junes. Haven't been able to get our corn in the ground, especially since we use anhydrous ammonia. And this year we thought about going out and going ahead and planting our corn, and our dealer said that we could spread dry urea over top of growing corn. And I was wondering what they think of that idea, and if we'd use AGROTAIN, whether that would work or not.
Well, Keith, I would highly recommend using the AGROTAIN product on your urea if you're going to broadcast it, and especially, even if you were to incorporate it, we give you a very time frame to get across there. But if it's wet, you're not going to be able to do this. Where I'm particularly from in northeast Arkansas, we are pretty much all broadcast urea. We usually do it in 3 applications. It works very well for us in that aspect. Anhydrous ammonia, yes, is a very great end source, but you have to look at during the wet weather and things like that. It's very, it will leach and denitrify. So, by kind of mixing up your application right there, not putting your eggs all in one basket, you're able to top dress with some urea, or and even you could side dress if need be with UAN and protect it with AGROTAIN or AGROTAIN Plus. I think it would be a very viable option for you to look at, so your crop does not run out of nitrogen this year, sir.
Very good. We have come to that time when we need to begin to say goodnight, wrap things up. Want to make sure that each of our guests have an opportunity to leave some final thoughts. We've talked about a lot of things here tonight, weather and nitrogen stabilization. Jed Lafferty, great to have you with us. Thanks for all the input. And 1 or 2 points you'd like to leave with our viewers tonight.
Well, Mark, thanks again for having me.
Absolutely.
I would say that this year we're going to see some very extreme conditions again, like we saw last year. We're going to see the eastern corn belt maybe delayed a little bit. The western corn belt is going to be seeing some pretty dry conditions that they can plant in. And then, of course, the big story is going to be, what happens with La Nina and the drought in the Southwest and how long that lingers. But again, we were talking about Mother Nature before. We can't control Mother Nature, but we can certainly understand what her impact is going to be and help people manage it.
Very good. Thanks for helping tonight. We look forward to keeping in touch with you during this season. Thank you. 1 minute to go. Blake, you have the last word.
Well, I would like to thank you for letting me be here tonight. I would like to say, you know, I hope everyone took a message home with the weather here. I mean, it's something that we can't control, but we need to learn and look at these past maps like he showed us tonight to help kind of educate ourselves to a better proposition on what we should do with our end sources and our crop growings. I mean, there's one thing I can't predict is the weather, but there's one thing I can do. I can protect your nitrogen out there, and I think that's one thing that everyone should take note, is that we are the premier leader of nitrogen stabilizing products out there.
Very good. Weatherproofing your nitrogen. You can do that with AGROTAIN. Thanks a lot, Blake, for being with us as well. That's going to wrap things up. We hope it's been an informative hour for you and helpful as you make your plans for the 2012 growing season. Keep the web addresses, again, agrotain.com close by, and use that for more information as we go through this season. I'm Mark Oppold. Good night from RFD-TV, Rural America's most important network.